count from 1 to 30. No two people can speak at the same time. And it has to go in sync. So you have to randomly call out numbers.
No, just count.
You have to just count 1 to 30. Bahar.
The whole group, right?
The whole group. Nobody, two people cannot speak at the same time. Okay? And at the same time, you can't really coordinate. And you have like 1 minute to randomly just speak out the numbers.
1,
2,
3,
4, 5, 6.
Okay. You have to start from 1 again.
1,
2.
3.
You can't discuss. You can't discuss. No, you can't do that. You can't do that. Random. ये random है, sir. ये random activity है. Okay, from the top again.
3, 4, 5.
Okay, from the top. And you can't do this. You can't do this. All of you can't do this. Conditions apply. You can't use gestures. You have to randomly count from 1 to 30 without two people speaking at once.
1,
2.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is not how it
9.
Just close your eyes, all of you, please.
Yeah.
Close your eyes or turn around.
1,
2,
3,
4.
5.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1,
1,
2,
3, 4, 5.
7, 8, 9,
From the beginning. Why you not playing? 2, 3, 4. From the beginning.
1,
2,
1,
2,
1.
2. 1,
2,
3, 4, 5.
8,
From the beginning. 2, 3, 4.
5.
It's always 5.
5, yeah.
1, 2,
3, 4,
5,
6.
7, 8.
This time it is 8.
पहुंच गए हो. Turn.
Turn.
Not done yet, huh?
Oh, again.
20.
No, one.
1.
Okay, guys, again.
Sumit Ram, you can join us.
Oh, you can read.
3.
Okay, I will say the rules again. We have two more participants who have joined us. You all have to stand looking at the opposite side. You have to look this side, you have to look this side. You have to count from 1 to 30, where two people cannot call out the same number, and you have to go randomly from 1 to 30 in series.
2.
गया 1
2.
गया 2 लोग एक ही साथ बोला तो फिर से स्टार्ट
2.
1 2
2.
1
2.
You can't use gestures, you can't type.
You're repeating one again.
Okay, just calm down and then think how you can do this.
4
Guys, relax from the first.
Just relax, just calm down. Do you all want to join in? Then we can just repeat once more.
breathe in breathe out take a deep breath join us okay
Okay.
We have another player.
Yeah. You have to stand looking at that side. Okay. You want to join in? Okay. We are starting again. Okay, this time you have to do it. You have to be very intentional. Be calm. listen to each other. I think you have to maintain that sort of calmness here to be able to really take this ahead. Okay?
Close your eyes.
Take a deep breath. Long, deep, long breath.
2,
3, 4,
5.
7.
Okay, you all can look this side. Please don't use gestures.
Alright.
No gestures. No gestures. No conversation. No gestures. Okay, no gestures. No communication. Only the count.
2.
2.
Like chanting.
थोड़ा सा pause लो. Just थोड़ा सा pause लो.
6.
They haven't started yet.
Because I don't want to stop the game. I'll start it. 1,
2.
3. 4.
1, 3,
4.
1.
2.
3.
4.
1.
Actually, 4 is a problem.
Wait, just a minute. Neha, we can repeat, no? If I am saying 2, I can count another number, no? Or it's just only once I have to tell you.
That's why I'm sticking on to 1.
Now you all can see each other.
At least coordinate them.
Now you can all see each other, right? But आप लोग उसी में हो अभी.
See each other and also read their minds, no? If they are about to say a number.
But we can see and do some gestures.
No.
No gestures. No gestures.
At least,
See, just stand.
Okay, no strategizing like that. No gestures. Just create some calm in this circle, and you can start with one number, and the second person can just follow that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
8, 9,
10.
11,
12,
13, 14,
18.
19,
20.
21,
22.
23, 24, 25.
30 तक करना है ना? We have to go till 30 ना? That's okay. So
The rule has changed.
Okay, now I think we can just break out. Just wanted to do this very quick activity to just come to one strong point. But before that, you all can take your seats. Thank you so much. Yes, we'll make it now. अब हम impression के साथ बताएंगे.
I tried this with my spoon.
I haven't gone in a bit, but we have a good team. So we do all the snake messages. We're doing radio calling of radio telemetry with reptiles, bears.
So only one point that we wanted to highlight was there is calmness in chaos. When till the time you could not look at each other, till the time there was no planning, there was no synchronization between two of you, you could not even reach 25. It was only at 25 that you messed up. But in that manner, even without really planning or gesturing, you could come up with a process. So volunteering is very much like that. There is a lot of calm, there is a lot of chaos, and there's a lot of things which do not go the way you want it to go. You have to continue trying till you really achieve what you want to achieve. With that note, I'd like to introduce Priyanka. Priyanka is a long-time friend. Priyanka is the VP and head of North at iVolunteer. Priyanka has been doing this for 15 long years. मतलब CSR law pass नहीं हुआ था, तब से वो volunteering कर रही है. She used to sit and design exclusive volunteering programs when we really did not know how to do corporate volunteering. Yeah, and she's been associated with some very, very amazing corporates in the past. Along with being with iVolunteer, she's worked with JP Morgan Chase and also Godrej. So that's Priyanka.
Thank you. And I'll introduce Neha, my lovely friend here, who started her volunteering journey as a student from her education days in college as well. As a profession, she chose HR and she got into it, but soon she realized that, her passion is in volunteering, and that's how she converted into a professional who wanted to work for volunteering. She got into volunteering in 2010. We together have been working on volunteering programs since 2012-13. And like she said, that before the CSR law actually came in practice, we together were working on multiple projects. Obviously, we were independently also working on multiple projects for iVolunteer, but one of the biggest project was GCD, Global Community Day for Citibank, that we did together, which was like 30 plus projects, engaging 7,000 plus volunteers, just hands-on activity, which was spread across 8 locations, right? Superb engagement. And like I said, before CSR law came in place. And after that, we all know there was a boom, lots of hands-on activity, lots of volunteering, one-time projects, long hours projects. But yeah, coming back to the topic, introducing Neha. So now you know we have the, so now you know both of us, and we will get start with the session very quickly because we don't have much time, as you all know. So just set, current landscape. I already spoke about how we started doing large-scale volunteering, one-time activities, hands-on volunteering way back in 2010, 12, 13. And since then, we have been doing. When the projects that we used to do, single hands-on volunteering, obviously working a lot with the NGOs, trying to figure out what to make sense for them, what is that the employees will enjoy, they will love to come for, they will go back with an enthusiasm and all that. And interestingly, we still do some of those projects. We used to do painting, we used to do cleanup, we used to do plantation. I'm sure you all know of these activities. You must have participated or executed. So we still do these activities. It doesn't mean that obviously it's not meaningful. They have their own meaning. But of course, there are many more such activities that could be done. We have evolved while working on these projects. There has been multiple models that we came up with of engaging volunteers, some together, some working with other stakeholders, and we will be sharing a little bit about it. But let's get started with what is meaningful, because that's our session about. Yeah. Now, meaningful for volunteer. I'm sure because we are into volunteering, we all have worked with volunteers, and we understand what is meaningful for volunteer. So just very briefly, for any volunteer who is participating, experience matters. They are coming there because they want to experience something. They could have different kind of expectations from the experience, but yeah, sensitization. Some of the volunteers are there for getting aware about that particular topic. So, sensitization, fun, finding purpose, rewards, trust, challenge. There are volunteers we must have come across who are there because probably they are bored with their mundane life, and they are there to do something which is challenging them and making their life interesting. And of course, growth. You must have, again, experienced volunteer who, especially when it comes to skill-based volunteer, we know that a lot of volunteers come because they are looking for growth. So yeah, that's from volunteer perspective. I'll request Neha to.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so volunteering has different meaningfulness for volunteers and non-profits. Priyanka just spoke about volunteers. Coming from, I have worked with, as an intermediary, I have worked as a corporate, and currently I'm working with Bhumi. We are a non-profit organization. And I can very, very strongly say that for non-profits, for partner organization, what really means meaningful is essentially experience. They are also felt and treated with equal respect, dignity, fulfillment, whatever resources, knowledge, infrastructure that you are giving them or you're volunteering for, that should be useful to them. Trust, of course. You have to build an extreme level of trust so that you can continue to work with the same partners again and again. Continued support. It makes a lot of difference if you are able to provide them continued support. And intention. So we don't want to just plant trees because trees have to be planted on World Environment Day. We want to plant trees because there is a requirement of planting trees in that particular area. So these are very important aspects for both volunteers and non-profits. We want to do a very quick activity. It can be done as one person or it can be done in pairs. We would suggest if you are leading volunteering for your own organizations, how many of you are non-profits here? Okay, and how many of you are corporates? I mean, if I know I can just count, but I still want to just see the raised hands. Okay, so there are 20 questions overall. Because this was a common session, we have put together these questions with the lens of both volunteers and non-profits. We would like you to really look at every question which is there in these two sheets. In the first sheet and the second sheet, let's assess our current program. There are two sheets like this. We are going to give you 5 minutes. Please take this 5 minutes and answer these questions very, very truthfully. You all have pen? Yeah? Can we have some pens here? Yeah. There are some pens there. Can you get some pens there? Yeah. Who all doesn't have a pen? Who all needs a pen? Okay. Please only look at the first two sheets. There is also a third sheet. Please don't open it yet.
Can they answer like yes or no?
No, they can write also. But try and see, these are not objective questions. These are subjective questions. Sometimes you may want to write long stories. Refrain doing that. Just try and analyze. Use this more as an analysis. I will repeat questions. You can have yes and no, but if you want to put any explanation, feel free to do that. What we are doing currently is we are just assessing our current volunteering programs.
As an NGO, they focus on the program part.
They can focus on everything. They work with volunteers also.
And as a corporate, they need to, again, but focus would be on volunteer. And so as an NGO, you may want to focus on this first page, first sheet, and of course on this other sheet also, because you would be engaging with volunteers. As a corporate, maybe the volunteer wala sheet, which is the second sheet, maybe you want to focus on that first, and then the...
So these are 10 questions.
One is bold, one is unbold, but these are all
And
questions.
on the next page also there are 10
Yeah, I'm
questions.
sorry
So you
about
have in all about 20 questions with you. Feel free to answer all those 20 questions because at some point of time, your volunteers will be your partners. At some point of time, your beneficiary also will be your partners. We all work with multiple stakeholders. Do we read out the questions? Total 10 questions. So there is sheet 1, sheet 1 and sheet 2. There are 10 questions on this, there are 10 questions on this. The questions are different.
Only the first two pages, right?
First two pages, just focus on first two pages right now. You want to ask any questions?
Just one, all the bold wala questions, the one which are not bold, that are...
So that's okay. Whatever doesn't align with you, you can just ignore that question.
All the questions that are bold are obviously questions, but the one which are not bold, they are also questions. So don't miss out. Formatting error.
That is the major thing that has come up. So that icebreaker might not have worked or the initial things. And no, it's okay. And also, what happens when we do volunteering, especially at our projects in palliative care, where there is already a pain going on the patient and the caregiver, our score has significantly dropped to 5.5 to 6. Whereas in education, of course, we see around 8 to 8.5 to 9. In environment, we see at 2 9. So that's how. But we have got mixed responses from our beneficiaries and partners saying that the volunteer interaction didn't went well, and Cipla has to go back and think about it. And we worked, no, we made strategies how to improve it. But slowly we are coming. To be very open, we were not. We cannot say we were 10 out of 10 still. The volunteers are all Cipla employees, so they're all employees working at the corporate. So it no, so it has mixed. It has so when we go for a yeah, yeah. No, so in palliative care, the type of volunteering that actually comes is to take out of from their daily routine, no, take them out, yeah, and no, take them, give the mind space. Say, for example, a parent sitting with a child suffering from cancer and no going through that. How does just we kept the parents out, and there would be women from my team who will be actually taking a nutrition session for the mothers. So multiple things that we work on, because these are all building capability with the support of our partners. Nothing can be done from a corporate angle alone. No, there's no push for us to give us an volunteering. Palliative care, it is very tough actually to do an volunteering. But of course, it has been always a mixed response.
Okay.
So you have these sheets, you will go back with these sheets and we will be looking at it again. I would just like to reiterate that, like the first line says, do my partner and community feel respected and treated with dignity? So all these questions are written from primarily from an NGO point, you can think, or from a corporate side also when you're designing a program. And the community partner or the beneficiary who is in the focus area, you have to look from their side. Are they feeling treated, with respect or not? And all these questions are from that point. We understand that probably most of you are doing well on these, which is pretty good. But we would obviously want you to later think about it again and, accordingly assess it.
Yeah. So if I, as a non-profit, if I want to just go back and think about this, or even as a corporate, whatever you want to consider, do my partners and community feel respected and treated with dignity? I work with children in school. I work with corporate who come and volunteer with children in school, right? For me, both of them are partners. Has there been an instance where somebody has felt neglected? It could be there, and it happens. There are times when this happens. You can't stop it. This will continue to happen, but that's also something that we need to reflect. Have we done enough sensitization on both the parts? Have you set that expectation on both the parts, right? Can we move to the next slide, Smriti? Similarly, this is for people who are volunteer leaders, right? My volunteers know what is expected of them during volunteering. We all send these mailers, we all send, or we do maybe an orientation and tell them what is required. Do we do this for the beneficiary? No. So how come you're treating them with dignity and respect? You're not. I'm sorry, I'm making some very, very strong comments. Please do not take this in a harsh manner, but what the point that we want to arrive at is meaningfulness varies. It's a very relative term. What may be meaningful to me as a volunteer may not be meaningful to my beneficiary. We are making amazing teaching learning material. That is what you are making. Do they need it? Do they want it? Are they going to use it? How many of you have actually seen what they are using? How many of you have seen the quality that goes? I have seen. I am not happy. sorry to say that, I am representing here Bhumi, and even then I'm saying that there are certain tools and materials which are made. We are not happy about it. We don't want to send them to our children because we take strong priority when we are teaching our children. For us, the priority is teaching the children. So I want you to look at these questions with that perspective and then go back when you are just looking at these questions again. I'm sure you'll come back with certain things which will help you understand that these are certain points which maybe I have missed in designing my volunteering program. So I'm not going to read this out because you've already read this. You already have this sheet with you. We are just going to move to the next slide. And when you do this exercise, I mean, if you really do this in a reflective manner, you will really understand what's missing for your volunteers as a volunteer leader and what's missing for your non-profits or partner organization as a volunteer leader from both the perspective. We want to just come with certain framework, which is a tool that you can use for creating meaningful hands-on volunteering for employees, for volunteers, for quick wins. And the framework is the third sheet which is shared with you. If you can just pick that up. Priyanka.
Again, you can see it on the sheet. Very simple, very basic, something quite related to the initial assessment. Be the volunteer, who will be the program manager. Think about it when we are designing. From a community partner point of view also, we need to be very clear whether this activity or this project that the corporate want or that the volunteer is interested, does it really make sense for my my community partners? I'm sure we all assess, but at times we get we just get into the flow of doing those activities, but it's very crucial point and we should not be missing out on this. Who, very important. What, defining the goals and objective, role of volunteer, duty. I'll first cover let's do it simultaneously. So what the community needs, again, what can be done via volunteering, which will make sense for them for that specific program. And then when. When will the program be run? When will the volunteer will commit? When exactly are they coming to do these activities? Will the focus or the goal that we have in mind for the community partner, will it make sense for that time? If the program is being designed right now and it's happening 6 months down the line, will it really make sense for them? What will be the most optimal time? Exactly, like thinking about whether it will make sense for them or not, with set the context or not. Where will the program take place? Does the community require it? Why? So basically, those very simple questions. It's just that while designing a program, it's important that we are going through each of these points, making sure we're not missing on anything. You want to add anything?
Yeah. So very simple, the logic framework that we all use. Most of the time, corporates ask us, "ये program क्यों कर रहे हैं?" You give us a logical framework plan for this particular volunteering program. Or they don't usually ask it for volunteering, interestingly, right? They only ask it for CSR. But that is what is missing. I think we, as an organization, we have to start looking at every volunteering program with the same lens, 5W and 1H. Who, what, when, where, why, and how. And everything needs to complement. The meaningfulness only can come when everything is complementing. You have a set of volunteers who want to work on tech designing. But it will only work if the partner organization require the tech tool. If we do get a lot of time, we get requests about audiobooks. What is the point of recording audiobooks if we don't know where they're going? So complementing both the columns, this is just one framework. When you also just look at it very carefully, you also see that we are also covering program objective, program plan, timelines, resources, volunteer roles, communication, and success indicators when we're covering this framework. So that's the third sheet that we have given you. We actually wanted to work taking up one particular example and develop something here in the room, but I don't think we have so much time. We do have an example that we can share right now, if you all want to see that. So the program objective is to provide, this is a program objective, this is the volunteering program objective, not one-day project, to provide STEM education to students from grade 5 to grade 9 of school A from June 2025 to March 2026 by providing educational resources, interactive activities, and building a STEM center for the year-long learning. We know the program goal, we know the program objective. We have further broken down this entire program to the elements that volunteers want. You remember the first slide, the meaningfulness for volunteers. Fun, challenge, experience. So we broke this down and we created a longer volunteering program, but with smaller deliverables. So this is a typical work breakdown structure. Some of you may be also following it. I don't know how many of you are following it for the volunteering per se. Again, I'm just going to reiterate, we have been designing volunteering program before, when we used to actually exclusively design volunteering program for every corporate, to now when we have a standard rate card. And we are not used to that pattern yet, but we are really trying to cope up as the veterans of the industry. But again, this is a volunteering program that we have designed, not the project. The STEM education is the bigger picture. STEM for grade 5th to standard 7th is one mini project. STEM for 8th and 9th is another mini project. One day volunteering falls under STEM for grade 5th and to 7th and for also standard 8th and 9th. There are also one-day beneficiary interaction. These are your mini projects which are coming from the larger volunteering program. We have a STEM center because everybody wants to do an infrastructure development. हर किसी को painting करनी होती है, हर किसी को कुछ अच्छा बना के लगाना होता है, right? So branding करनी होती है. So we have STEM center. You can do the branding. You can also engage the volunteers, right? When there is a STEM center in the volunteering, in the school, in the institution, you have these assets which are made by your volunteers going to that, and you have to think about the quality. All this while keeping in mind the parameters that we have set, we have laid out, right? So you are also creating STEM Center, which is an infrastructure development project, and it's an asset installation. The assets that you are making is going to one particular place. And we can always do a STEM Fest, which is a larger gathering of people, a little more cerebral in nature and not just infrastructure, but at the same time, it is for children, by children. You get to assess how well children have understood STEM by your mini volunteering projects. So we have used the example of work breakdown structure, and we've created this entire model. Just to kind of share our example, we would love for you to ask any questions. We'll take a pause here. Yeah, please. Just a little bit from my side. What do you see?
In volunteering, basically, I am also an HR profession, sales profession, and then HR, then into CSR, and now into volunteering. What I understood is that initially when we started, we were actually pushing our partners to give us EV events, which in the last session I saw how difficult it is for an NGO partner always to give us an event. The timing, say for example, in schools we were saying we'll do an event at 1:30 to 2:30. That is a lunch break. So easy to get the people to the canteen area, and from canteen area we can get them into a bus and go to the school and come back. But it is very difficult for the students actually at the school to extend their break or wait till the volunteers come and all. So that's the learning that we had. So what we have started is with our internal team is that we try to do a survey of the partner organization as well as the volunteers that want to go. So volunteers is also already done by the organization at the time of joining. Which area interests you? What type of volunteering would you like to do? For the people at the schools or at the beneficiary side, we try to do a volunteering survey, understand the need, and then sit with our partner and the principal and form up guideline. Might not be as big as this, Neha. I took a photo because it's very valid because, yeah. No, the example, case study example STEM exposure. So because what we did, we also focus on STEM. So we did the sessions and then we did an official inauguration. We did a SEM fest and then we said, okay, now we are moving back. And it was like 3 months. It could have been done for 1 year. That's what I learned from today. So something that I took it back from the session is that it can be a year long when you break it down into minute thing. Might not be everything would be meaningful for the same volunteers. Might be. I will have to change the volunteers according to each segment, but something that I would like to learn from the session.
In my understanding also, I believe that most of the, projects will always have to be planned with 70% fun activities because everybody wants to taste the first-hand experience of volunteering, right? People will only come back, there is always a recurring volunteering only when people have had the first good experience. So you have to have these, larger sensitization projects. 20% is which is where we actually focus on making sure that there is a recurring volunteering, and only 10% people, and 10% is a very large number that I'm saying, which will move to the next level of volunteering where they start working with you on core functional, needs of any corporates. Those are typically the pro bono projects. So there is always a ladder that you need to step up. But yeah, this is what essentially we believe meaningful volunteering projects can be created with.
So, Neha, my question is something which is pertaining to data, Neha. So, when you want to do a meaningful program, say, the location is very far away from your office location. I would like to give an example, for example, Idukki in Kerala, right? So, there you want to do a mock interview session, in-person mock interview session, but the distance is a hindrance for us, right? But you would love to do that. As an organization, I'm encouraging my volunteers to go there, do the mock interview session and come back. But the travel time, right? When you're reporting your numbers, whichever forum that you want to report it, right? How do you consider your volunteering number? So should I put it as 1 hour engagement or should I consider the travel time and put it as a 20-hour engagement? How do you consider that?
We consider the hours that you spend on volunteering, Vijay, honestly.
But okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
At the same time, I want to also reiterate that world has actually gone very virtual right now. We do have mock sessions, mock interview sessions which are happening on the video calls. And with this forum, using the video call format, you can actually not restrict just to people in Kochi doing these mock interviews. You can take it outside.
Yeah.
There is a global perspective that you develop.
Yeah.
Right?
So that is why I took an example of Idukki. So when I'm reaching out to a tribal community, you don't expect them to have a network,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
So that is why, I know this will come, the virtual thing, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's why I'm taking an example of a tribal place. How do we deal it?
Yeah.
Because when I'm reporting this number to my global team, they're questioning me. The actual impact that is going there is 1 hour, but you're showing 20 hours, which is including your travel.
Yeah.
I still don't know how to answer this question to them, but I'm still, with a great question mark to that.
Yeah, so I like to answer that. Were you there for the session where ICVA had done this different case studies? There were
think you were
different
there.
companies which were there.
No, I
Right.
wasn't. I was in a different
So there
session.
was there was one profile where they wanted to actually work on retention of employees in their company. So there were different problem statements, and each problem statement pertained to a different sort of functional issue. So it was either employee retention or leadership development or something like that. I think the correct approach is where we bring in HR and CSR together. A lot of these volunteering programs which requires extensive investment of human resources, the human resources is the key. We will have to move to we're talking about being meaningful about volunteering. We will have to move a lot of things towards the HR perspective and learning and development, right? Only then, because see, when volunteers are going to these tribal areas, they are also coming back having learned a lot of things, right? There was one volunteering project, I think I had designed it with you, Priyanka, where we had sent volunteers to some rural areas, and that was the first time when they understood that every time these, you get these 1 rupee shampoo pouches, right? So you get this everywhere, right? That was the first time they realized that those 1 rupee shampoo pouches it will not disintegrate. It will take about 100 or maybe more years to decompose, right? But people, when they go there and they wash their hair with that, all those products, and they use the soap and they leave the litter over there, it's also creating a challenge for the tribal area to dispose it off. Because for them, the environment in which they live, the natural resources which they talk about, that's very important. When the volunteers came back, they were more sensitized about the problem and the world issues. They were really thinking about sustainability at that point of time. Before that, they were not thinking about it. Kya hai, somebody will take it. It's going in my dry waste, right? Somebody is going to collect it. They'll do something about it. They'll recycle it. But what will they do?
Just an add-on points to that. I'm sure most of the corporate, I think handful of corporates here, I'm sure your business would have come back to you. Say, my business has come back to me. Vijay, this is not done, man, because I'm losing my 20 hours of my employee. I'm losing my business hours. I'm losing my business. But if you want to do a meaningful activity, you have to let go of that thing, right? Yeah. See, we do projects in Jharkhand. We have volunteers hired there. But my concern is, how do I promote volunteering within my organization? I want my employees to go out and do it. See, see, that's again, this triggers me another question. In the past 2 years, my colleague might not resonate with it, but in the past 2 years, I've been struggling to get the leadership volunteering program, because I strongly believe unless and until your leaders don't drive from the front, your employees will not do it, right? So they have to be an example. It's not that you sit in Gurgaon and you ask Bangalore people, "Arey yaar, go do volunteering and come back, show me the numbers." You yourself are not coming on ground and doing, and how do you expect your employees to do it, right? That's again a point that I will discuss with you offline. So yeah. So because of this particular point, Neha, the travel time thing, I think not only us, most of the corporate and the NGOs are also missing out on meaningful programs. I'm sure, if you're pitching an idea in a tribal place, corporate would say no to you. Neha, no, this is not done because I have a lot of travel time here. Find a place which is within 10 kilometers. That's a common thing that I had. We discussed.
Had a discussion some time back, right?
Yeah. So I think this is I still don't know how to tackle it.
I have a suggestion,
Yes,
and it's
Karthik.
worked for me, so I would like to share it with all of you over here. So your challenge of getting the senior leadership to understand the value of what these NGOs do and how that engagement should be escalated is your challenge, am I correct?
Yes.
What I have noticed over the last 30 years, and we've started cracking this only over the last 12 years or so, is where every corporate has opportunities to get people, speakers, right? You have opportunities for speakers, annual day, this day, that day, whatever, Founders Day, etc. So at those events, if you can select your partners and you get them to come and speak for maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes or something with a nice, impactful presentation, you help them with that presentation, depending on the skill of the NGO. Have your senior leadership sit there, make them mute audience, lock the doors, use hypnotherapy, do whatever it takes, but make sure that they can see that. And then if they see that their company, their corporate support is making that difference on the ground, and they can see that, it is self-praise a little bit, but it will help it will grease those wheels for you. So they will start feeling that, oh my God, this is what my team here is doing, and it'll wake them up. They might be ignorant sometimes, of what is actually happening on the ground, but it will give them a break away from their mundane, everyday tasks. And I'll give you an example. I was on a plane going from somewhere to some place, and it happened to be that they ran out of space, so they pushed me up to business class, because I never travel business class. I travel cattle class always. And I ended up sitting next to, I think, somebody from McKinsey, a senior vice president of Asia Pacific or whatever. And we started chatting, and when he got to know that I've rescued thousands of snakes, and we work with elephants and bears and this and that and everything, he got really interested. And after that, every 6 months, he himself personally would write to me, pester me to come and do a talk. And now these guys are regularly engaging with us. And they've given us corporate support. They ask us to come and speak. They've given us certification. So and that way, Netflix, we've done this with Netflix. We've done this with a bunch of universities. We've done it with, big, large store companies, things like that. But I think this is one way to get some face time. So if your senior leadership, you can stick them down and have them have face time with some of the, like for example, let's take Hafiz as an example. You stick him up there, make him give a short, crisp present. These guys won't have much patience. You'll have to switch on a cell phone blocker or something in that room to make sure they all lose their connections. Otherwise, they'll all be like this and not looking at the screen. But at the end of that, they'll be fascinated, floored by him or anybody who can really capture the audience. You'll have to mentor the NGOs in making that powerful presentation. I think they will then get after you. Your senior leadership will say, we've got to support this organization. We're already doing so much, let's do more. And then take them out on a VIP tour. It has to be elitist a little bit.
Right.
And when you do that, then you have them on board and then they will start chasing you.
All right,
Possibly, it might work, I don't know.
Thank you, Karthik. Thank you, Vijay. Unfortunately, the top leaders are the ones who
Right.
drive volunteering, and it is a top-down approach for us. We will have to start engaging top leaders as much as we can. The best answers were given yesterday in a lot of sessions. I think the time is for us to really go back and reflect upon a few practices that we have learned in the past 2 days and really design program with the intention, how do you want the program to go ahead for the next year? This is the right time, right? We are in the beginning of March. We have to design the volunteering programs for the entire year. We should keep into consideration both the time resources and also the budgets, and accordingly plan everything accordingly. That's the best way to answer this. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing your insights. It was really, really useful, and that is how it works for certain things. But we are there. Please call us.
Of course, that's why, we are here to connect.
Thank you so much. I think we'll pause here. We are going to be around. You can always connect with us more. Please take out just 2 minutes. हमने इतना सारा बात किया है. We really want your feedback. Please scan this code. Give us nice feedback. We can, I think. Yeah. Sure. Oh, sure.
Okay. So I wanted to know how both of you can help organizations who are struggling with this, getting leadership to come on board, and how can iVolunteer and Bhumi help
Yeah.
us get NGOs in front of these corporates? How, is it possible? And how will you?
I was about to shoot that question to you as well.
So yes, it's very much possible. We have been doing it already. There has been multiple talks going on. We are not just designing programs for engaging employees, but trying to figure out ways where we can engage senior leaders. There are various programs at iVolunteer where we engage senior leaders, and especially immersion-based program where they are visiting the NGO, looking at the work that they are doing and the difference that is being made. Similarly, I believe Bhumi also have similar programs. Also, like the talk which you were talking about in town halls or various, joints that corporate does, whether it's their whatever festival they are celebrating in town house they are setting up, bringing in NGO. Sometime, of course, the work that they are doing, but sometimes just bringing in to share what the NGO is doing, even if it's not associated with the corporates. Give them a platform, let them share what the work they are doing. And yeah, so we are doing, of course, reach out to us if you want to help us. Help
I
you
certainly will. But what is the formula you use? How do you crack the senior leadership block, mental block?
Shalabh is here to tell you.
No, and I'm simply here to kind of do the closing. I'm saying that, okay, I think there are questions, and probably because of the short of time, so if you can respond to that question, both of you, after this will be great. Yeah, so question is there. Talk.
Thank you, everyone. Please, I hope you got to scan that QR code before it went away. Does anybody need to scan that QR code? Okay, fine. Smriti. Okay, thank you everyone. We are here at the end of VolCon 2025. Thank you for being here and being such an amazing audience.